Dear family, it's time to rewrite narratives that shape family life. This is the Family Journal.
So today, guys, on the show with somebody very interesting, a very tight pal of mine actually. Wagwan, my G.
The
Introduce
one,
yourself.
the one and only. Hi guys. So I decided to be anonymous, but like she said, like one of our closest pals, like very, very, very close. You understand? If you have an issue with her, I'm the one that tidies her fuck up. So I'm that guy. Yeah.
Wait, talk this one finish. May your babe no compress my neck. Be very careful. Okay, so before we dive into the gist,
Yeah.
how has adulthood been for you?
One word, roller coaster. Two words, don't do it. But obviously, like I'm not wishing that on you, so you have to still eventually grow up to be an adult. But it's actually hectic, to be honest.
We're not prepared for it.
Nah, nah, nah. Nothing, absolutely nothing prepares you for adulthood. Not even your dad, not even your mom, not even the amount of lessons like you try to learn while growing up. Like it just hits you, and you're like, wow, this is adulthood. I want to go back to being a kid, and that's not going to
Mm,
happen, unfortunately.
I wish it will happen, I beg, because you don't, you don't choke. Okay, so guys, today we are continuing last week's conversation, the man up culture.
Mhm.
So, as you guys know, I love to be very thorough. So, I want to hear things from a man's perspective. Let me not be speaking and speaking when I'm not wearing their shoes. So, that's why I invited my close G to give us just a little something from, the men's perspective. So, we just want to hear. Okay, do you totally agree with everything Jane said last week? And do you agree that this man up culture thing is toxic? Or do you think, okay, a little of it is not bad? So that's why he's here today. So I have a very tight question for you. This question is,
Mm.
can you recall any moment in your life when you felt you had to be strong, but deep down, everything was just falling apart?
So basically, as a man, obviously, like you go through so many tough moments, but then since by default you're meant to go through tough moments, it no longer becomes significant. Like it's just like the normalcy, if you understand what I mean. So if you're asking me about a moment where I had to go through something difficult that was like very instrumental to me, that's gonna be
Mm,
a hard one because everything has been like literally like a hassle. But then you understand, like the
yeah.
man culture, you just have to man up and face it head on. Let me say, like during my law school, yeah,
Okay.
I'll just pick that moment out. So I come from the law school set where we are hit by the pandemic and we had to like stay home during the lockdown. And all of a
Mm,
sudden, like when we came back to it, we had exams the next month. Like, you get what I mean? Like, we are meant to have classes, normal classes scheduled for like almost 1 year or whatnot, go for internship. But then we did none of that. And all of a sudden, we are back to school and we're like, yeah, you have exams next month. So
mm,
it was kind of a tricky bit. And with law school, anyone who knows about the Nigerian law school system would know that with law school, like your lowest grade tends to be what you come out with. So it's not, oh, I'm so intelligent, blah, blah, blah.
wow.
Nah, like you have to really prove, like, not like you're intelligent, but you're very good at balancing things. You understand? Like, if you're someone
Mm.
that back then in school, you can have like tennis and you see that course that I don't really like, maybe that language course, you're like, okay, we go rugged to just balance yourself out. I'm telling you, you're coming out with that lowest grade. So that's how bad law school is. And now I come from a generation where my dad is currently a lawyer, my granddad was a lawyer. So like there was just so
Wow.
much pressure on me. So it was more like, nah, like you have to do this, you have to do this. And back then I was like, okay, I want to like make these grades. I want to come out in flying colors, blah blah blah. But then it just seemed like the whole world was crumbling on me. So one day
Mm,
I woke up around like I think 12ish in the midnight. I looked at all my law books because basically like you had to read when I mean everything like there is no out of scope, there's no area of concentration. Every area is to be concentrated on. You get what I mean? Like changing laws, you just had to be updated with everything. So it was more like,
mm,
wow, where do I start? So that day, I think I woke up and I just looked at my books and I was like, nah, this is overwhelming. But then there was no one to talk to. Do you understand? Like, who would I complain to? Like, who would I tell, like, oh, this is mentally draining? Because believe you me, like, if it was something physical, like, we're just gonna
mm,
do it and yeah, we just wake up the next day, our body is all healed and stuff. But when something
yeah,
hits you mentally, like, I always tell people, like, mental stress is worse than physical stress because with mental
true.
stress, you're drained to the extent where you can't even function physically, if you get what I mean. So I just woke up. I was like, how do I start this? Like, I have like a month to read all this. Like, is it even physically possible? Do you understand? Is it even divinely feasible? So like, it was too much to bear, too much to handle. But I remember that time, like, I was like getting support from family as well. Like, my mom would tell me, "Don't worry, just write. God will do it. He has always been doing it. Like, this time it's not going to be different." Blah blah blah. And then I'm like, shey God will open my head and put the book inside, but no problem. It was just one of those moments, yeah. So like it was really overwhelming to be honest. Like, but then like you just had to do what you had to do. So as
Mm,
time went on, so I started by reading, taking notes, blah blah. Like I was blazing through. But then I found out that okay, this is not sustainable. Like we have like over 100 topics and reading one topic a day, like if you're a fast reader, like you could read one topic a day. If you're slow, like it's going to take like 3 days, or like no, this is not sustainable. So trust guys, now we found like easier ways to get around it. We started discussing it. We now like found past questions. We're just going through
mm,
past questions, like seeing the questions that they repeat the most and everything. Just doing statistics is something that is law. You understand?
mm,
You brought statistics
mm,
into law. So at the end of the day, like to be honest, we all did well. But I believe that time in my life messed with me because every time by 3
mm.
a.m. I wake up. Like I had to
Wow.
battle it out for over like I think throughout that year, like anytime it's 3 a.m. I would wake up. So I can sleep by like 12 or 1. I must wake up by 3 and I can't sleep again. You understand what I mean?
Your
Like
body
it's
got accustomed to the whole
yeah, like
system.
you just got accustomed to it. Like there was nothing you could do about it. Like some people, some of my friends were like, oh, they had to resort to sleeping pills and stuff like that. But these are things
Wow.
men won't share. Do you understand? Imagine just having 2 hours of sleep in a day. Like tell me how functional you can be, you know how
Damn.
productive. But then like you just feel like moving around like yeah, that was nothing. And then you fail and that's even worse. Like I had this guy who was always teaching us, he was always getting
Mm.
high scores and all that. Like he came out and he failed. Like we are like, how did he
Wow.
fail? Like so basically if you write a section B answer in a section A answer booklet, cause a
Mm.
different person would mark it. Do you understand? Everything you've
Yeah.
written on there just be X'd. Do you get what I mean? So we are
Mm.
just like thinking, like, how did he fail? Okay, did he happen to be like, okay, he wrote the right answers, but obviously in the wrong booklet? We couldn't wrap our head around it. Do you understand? Was his writing too bad? Like, was the examiner in a bad mood? Like, we're just trying to like understand like what happened. So you can imagine someone like him like going through that phase where you literally had to teach everybody. You are so good, like you've been brilliant all through university, like high GP, you've gotten
That's
a
the
5.0
possible.
before. Do you understand? All of a sudden, like we could not wrap our heads around it. We are like, nah, if this guy could fail, like everyone is failing. I don't know how he handled it. Like I can't even tell his mental state as at that time. And not just that time,
Mm.
like imagine the impact it would have on him, like moving
Yeah.
forward. Just like it could mess with your confidence levels, so many
True.
things. So but guys will just lock up, like, do you understand? It's a normal say, like
Why do you guys like locking up? At least say something. The silence really kills me.
I think it's society number one. So first of all, society, yeah. So
Okay.
when it comes to men, society is very unforgiving, very very unforgiving. So as a man, like
Mm.
you have to like right from
Be up and doing.
when yeah up and doing right from when you become a teenager slash young adult, like you have to start showing yourself approved. Do you understand? So you can't but allow your masculine essence to take over. Do you understand? You have to bottle up a whole lot of things. I understand, like I understand when people say, oh, like talk to people, blah blah blah. Like, are you talking to the right person? See, guys talk a lot, and
Mm.
I believe every guy listening to this conversation would agree. Like, you have that one guy you always like go to, or two guys or three, like whatnot. They always go to like complain, like, oh more guys, see what happened, like this was like this. Do you understand? Because you feel that sense of brotherhood, yeah, sense of shared problem, but you don't just go outside and start nagging around to everyone like, oh my god, see my problem, blah blah blah. You understand? You start crying. Even that person
Exactly what
like
I'm
you
trying to
thought was
talk
your
about.
female friend that would be like, oh my god, come and grab a hug. They'll be looking at you like, the hell? You get so it's not that easy when people say, oh, you should man up. I mean, I believe like manning up has a lot to do with your disposition. So there's this
Yeah.
example I keep bringing up. So take for instance now, like I want to complain to like let me say someone like my female friend or my babes or my mom. Do you understand? Like I'm going to come off this way. So say for instance, like I'm having difficulty getting around this business, like it's been hectic. I have like
Yeah.
so many decisions to take. Like I have to choose between like maybe two decisions and stuff like that, which would be very impactful or very detrimental. Do you understand? Weighing on me, capital, blah blah blah. So I'm going to
Mm.
like tell my mom or my female friend or my babe about that. Like I'm going to be like, oh, like I think I'm torn between two options. Is really like getting on me, really getting me worked up. Like,
Mm.
what do you think? When you
Yeah.
go in the midst of your cartel, man, like you're like, oh my guy, like this oh boy, bro, like
Oh
I'm down.
wow. So what you're
You
trying
understand?
to tell me now is that you guys have like your little fraternity where you can expose everything, but you don't like giving
Where do
the
you think bro
women.
code came up? You think bro code was just a word that was just carved out from the sky? No,
Oh
like bro code
chill.
is like this is a code that only the bros understand. You understand? Because that's what we go through, to be honest. So only a
Mm.
guy would understand. Like there was this time that my guy went for an interview. Like before then, you know how guys are like, see, a guy is very genuine with his guy because there's nothing to lose. Do you understand? A guy can brag about a babe and say, yeah, yeah, I'm good at this, good at that, just so the babe can feel him. But when it comes to your guys, like,
Mm.
bruh, I don't know this thing, I don't sabi, I'm like, my head is empty. You get what I mean? So my guy
Mm.
came, told me, like, oh, this interview he was about to go for that he's very sure he's going to ace it because this is very similar to his job role. They are looking for like 500 persons. He was so confident
Mm.
about it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And this is a guy like he coaches me as well. Yeah, I regard him so
Wow.
much. He went for the interview, yeah, to a very far place. Took transport, everything. Like they didn't allow him to do like the virtual interview. He had to be there in person and stuff. And he didn't get the job. My guy
Wow.
came back. I think they got back to him the next day. He called me. He lamented for one
Mm.
hour plus. So you can
Wow.
imagine a guy ranting for over. Just trying to say generally, yeah. You won't find a guy
Okay.
nagging for over 1 hour. My guy nagged for like let me say an hour 30 minutes. If I'm just to
Mm.
be more precise, like he just
Wow.
kept, and I just kept listening, reassured him, calmed him down. Do you understand? Boosted his confidence level because it decimates your confidence. Like,
Mm.
imagine when you see an interview and you're like, okay, 60% sure. If you were like 90% sure on this and you didn't get it, when you see an interview where you're like
Yeah.
60% sure, like, do you understand? Like, it's going to mess up your confidence level. Like, you're going to be like, wow, like should I really go for it? Should I apply? Like I
Mm,
need to have one that I'm 99.999% sure. Do you understand? So
mm,
he nagged, he like you could hear the pain in his voice. You understand? Like you always hear that pain. So but after that conversation, like he was okay. Do you get?
mm,
Maybe not totally fine, but to a very large extent, like that's our therapy. Do you understand? We vent to like
mm,
men vent, like don't get it wrong. Like we vent, but the thing is like, who are you venting to? And even if you're
mm.
venting to, okay, said the opposite sex and all, like, what's your disposition? Because to be honest, I'm not saying that oh, don't vent to ladies and all, but ladies will be ladies at times. You understand? And sometimes there could be lots of emotions rolling. Okay, so a guy is going through something at the moment, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, like he's in pain, which is an emotion, yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
based off how it's coming off, like it's not something a guy would not get over. Like a guy can get over in the next like 2 days. But based off this guy's disposition and how it has come off, do you understand? The lady
Mm.
might now further like not exaggerated, but he exaggerated it, but now he's fine. But now you've
Yeah.
dumped that fear on her. She's more like the one that has
Mm.
to deal with. Did you understand? You do not want that. So you're trying to like do it with caution because guys have a different way of treating those vents. Like when my guy vents to me and stuff, I understand him, I console him. Guess what? Tomorrow I might use that thing to crack a joke and hit him. I'll be like,
Oh, but why do you
I'll be
guys
like, you
do
know, go read now.
that?
You don't read. So you go job until you fail. See your head. Do you understand?
Why?
And it's normal. But a babe will take that so like she'll be like, nah, like this is unheard of. And you understand, like she can't even make jokes about but guys will make joke about the slightest thing. Do you understand? Like one of
Wait, do
my
you guys
guy, like
make jokes about it because you've
I am
actually
serious because
gotten over it?
yes, and it helps you further get over it.
Mm.
There's this guy that was laid off in the job, like Nigerian, they laid him off, no prior like information. They promised to renew his contract. All of a sudden, you weren't renewing this contract. You didn't even get back to him the right way. All of a sudden, you just dished him. This guy was like, I don't even know if he has gotten a job right now, but he was so devastated. Yeah, told us and
That's sad.
all. Guess what? Trust
What?
guys. One of my friends now used it against me because he was saying, "Oh, don't go for your work late. You're reporting to this is the first day you're reporting to your work, so don't go late." Guess what that my friend told him? You that used
What?
to go early in your former job, no be sacked, they sack you last. Everybody burst out and laughed. But you know, like, and funny enough, that guy's mom was there with him. Do you understand? The phone was on loudspeaker. So he now say,
Mm.
my mom's today here. Imagine the guy say my mom's today here.
Oh,
Like he's not even complaining about himself, saying, see what you're saying. He said my mom's today here because he knows that the mom might take it the wrong way. But it was like you see,
yeah.
like, and I mean it, like if a guy is not cool with those kind of jokes, a guy would tell you,
Mm.
like, please don't joke like that. Do you understand? I have guys that
Okay.
will tell you, please, like, nah. Do you get? But trust me, like 90% of guys, they'll joke with their plight because how would you show you overcome something if you can't even like make a jest of it? And do you understand? Just throw it aside. You're not going to conquer me
Okay.
and make me like always sad when I remember that event. No, like I go past you, and
Okay.
if I see 100 of you again, I'll trample on you and move forward.
Mm.
Do you get so that's what this teaches me. But when you look at it from the wrong side, like oh, like my men are just bottling up. What if at the end of the day he bottles up so much, becomes aggressive to you now, and that's why you should know your man, obviously. Like it's not like that. Like it just teaches me like go through the storm, keep fighting. The world is unforgiving. Do you understand? Just keep doing your best because at the end of the day, like men are there for each other. Your moms, babes, whoever, they can also be there for you, but there's still like a limit to like, do you understand like how much you can show? And I told you, I don't know if I've told you this before, but
Mm.
every man has what they sell to their ladies, for instance. If you sold your
Okay.
masculine essence to a lady and all of a sudden you become the nagging the nagging babe in the relationship, any small thing, oh my god, where's my mental health? I don't know what's happening to me. Like, God, what's wrong with you? Like, do you understand? Like, it's not like they don't pity you, but like I said, it's your disposition. Like, but can you just nag from afar or don't? be in my ears, that kind of a thing. Like that's what I feel. Yeah. I have another example.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for using so many examples, but I want people to understand. Do you understand? My guy
Yes.
complained to his babe about something. Yeah. Frustrated him. It was affecting him mentally. He complained. Guess what his babe was like?
What?
Understand now, but just brush it off now. Brush it off. That will make you just be down. Like just brush it off. And genuinely, like
Wow.
she wanted him to like focus more, like because his own life is down, like it affects his productivity. So I get where she was coming from. Like
Okay.
brush it off, like don't allow this thing get to you. I'm
Yeah.
sure. But genuinely, he needed to vent at that moment. Guess who he called after her?
But like, did she
Me.
give him a chance to vent? Did she give him a chance to vent
No, he vented, but it was her
before?
reaction towards his vent.
Okay.
Like, oh, like, yeah, don't worry, it's fine. Just
Oh,
pick it up from there. How are you? He called me next after her. Guess the first thing he told me?
wow.
That, can you imagine what his babe
What?
just said? And I was like,
Wow.
I tried to like back up or like see, like, I get, not like she didn't mean well for you, but see. Do you understand? And then he vented to me,
Yeah.
poured out his mind, and that was it. Do you get? I told him I understand. G, like,
Hmm.
it's a common day. Do you understand? So he felt he told me like he's not going to ever vent to his baby. I told him no, that's I told
Wow.
him that's not right.
That's extreme.
Yeah, that was extreme because exactly you're saying is extreme now. So obviously the example might not justify it being extreme, but do you know how he felt? Like, do you know the depth of how he felt? Do you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
really, really, maybe at that moment, like, it might seem small to any ear that hears it, but how was he feeling when he was uttering those words? Like, do you understand what was the reaction he was
Mm.
expecting? So there are many things that are coming to play at this point. Do you get what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
that's what guys would never see. I don't know, but guys are just kids with their fellow friends. Like a guy would never want to see a guy will listen to you nag, listen to everything. He can give you that day off. Do you understand? You've talked about,
Mm.
oh my god, this interview, this one, this job is. You finish complaining, have you? The next day or next
Mm.
2 day, that your guy now can bombard you with that same thing you nagged about, like, okay, go and apply
Yeah.
for 10 jobs. And you're like, I just applied for this one. And I'm telling you, like, you're going to understand that, oh, that you should have gotten over this. So, yeah, carry on. And they expect you to have, like, gone past that level. But you see, at the point of when you're
Mm.
nagging to your guy, like, your opinions are valid. And most times you
Mm.
see that most of them have even had worse experience. You get so
Mm.
it's more like I said, your disposition towards it when you are nagging. Then number two, like maybe females just have a different way of reacting to that therapy.
Mm.
And do you understand? Unlike men, and men have like shared experience. Like my
Mm.
baby is so lovely. Like I love her so much. My baby
Oh,
would,
please.
my baby would tell me like, for instance, like when I'm not in a good mood or something is bothering me, she'll be the one to notice. She'll be like, babes, like,
Ah.
what's wrong? Blah, 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 blah. Then I'll try to like, okay, tell her, okay, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Guess what she'll now say? Could you
Right.
just rest? Could you just leave this? Oh, don't look at this again. Could you like just she's all about the oh
Yeah.
so my baby is always about like,
Mm.
your mental health, please, I don't want you to get sick, this. But maybe at that moment what I need is bruh, like, don't worry, I understand, blah 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 blah. But as well, look at day, you go put R2 for your box, you go throw dice, Olua go give you double six. Do you understand? Like, guys have a way of like just playing around with all those things. And I'm not
Mm.
invalidating like a woman's input. No, that's not what I'm doing. But I'm just trying to say it's just like birds of the same feathers flock together. So
Mm.
who is gonna understand your plight better than your guy? Like your
Mm.
guy. I'm not just saying a random guy. Nah, your guy from way back that you guys have like. And I believe like sometimes this is what creates issues. Like you see some ladies, they are like, oh my god, your guys. A smart guy will know how to create boundaries. You understand? There's some things obviously
Yeah,
that
sure.
I'm bring to my guy. I have to bring to my lady definitely. Do you get? But there are some things like the general things
Mm.
like it has to be your guy. You understand? So if women understand the mental therapy their husbands or their boyfriends, friends bring to the
Brothers.
table, yeah, like they really appreciate them because they've really helped your men to like escape that mental
Mm.
disturbance or till they say suicide, like men, like 70 to 80% of suicides are committed by men. So you can
Mm.
imagine that would have been like 100% if we didn't have male friends that would be there to like help you. Another thing is that
Mm.
male friends will be there to support you. So you can have a problem. Your babe might be, oh, don't worry, God will provide. But that male friend is there providing. It's not like I'm downplaying. See, I'm not downplaying all this, and I'm not saying, oh, it can't be the other way around. Do you understand? But I'm just looking at it from a general perspective, like generally speaking.
Mm.
Do you get? So men cry too, but then like to who and how much should we cry? Like, should we really be
Mm.
nagging, or should we just cry and like clean the tears off? Do you understand? So
Yeah.
I understand the whole essence of the program, or like,
Okay.
but I would really tilt towards the side of men, embrace your masculine essence.
Your
You understand?
masculinity.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Vent
So,
where you need to, but then
okay.
brush it off. Because the world is very unforgiving to us men. Do you get what I mean? The world,
Mm.
forget what people say. Oh my God, you need to talk more. You know, da, 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 da. At the end of the day, guess what? Women are going for that. Those 1% of men that have value, they call them high value men. Do you understand? 1%. Then the remaining 99 that have been nagging. What happens to them? Okay, you're not high value. The divorces that's been going on. Like, do you understand? Just compare the statistics. You just see that, yeah, like
Mm.
sometimes people tell you something, but look at the actions towards those kind of
Mm.
person. Do you understand? So
Okay.
if you tell me the truth, like it's a no-brainer, like yeah, I want to be a high value man, do you get? So I'm not just going to allow my situation to overwhelm me and stuff like that, because if you think of something, if you think of it this way, like when you keep complaining about something, you're giving it power over you. Do you get what I mean? So people saying, "Oh man, complain more, nag more." Like to me, it's just a spiral of negativity. Like, can I just complain about it once, get the reassurance I need, brush it off,
Yeah.
and move on? Do you understand? If I complain
Mm.
about it to maybe my babe, for instance, or my mom, and obviously they exaggerate it, or they are more like scared. Like some people, some people might be more scared about your situation than you yourself. People that cry more than the
Yeah.
bereaved.
True.
Now, even when I'm trying to forget that thing, now I've impacted that negativity on the next person, and guess what? It's always going to be in my face. So how do I overcome? Do you get what I mean? But no one looks at it this way. Everyone just looks at it like, oh man, you like
Mm.
bottling things up, but nah, oh my god, you don't want to see a man now. Just one day, just be in the house with a man and his group of friends and see the baby you married. You get what I mean? But then like
Okay.
they are not going
Okay. I
to
think
do that. Yeah,
I've gotten like a few things, like a summary from what you've said so far. So
yeah.
basically, we're talking about safe spaces. So
Mhm.
men are only vulnerable where they feel safe,
100%.
where they feel heard and understood, not just being heard, but understood. So, some of the reasons why they don't vent to women is because they don't feel like women understand them enough, right? And
Not really
their reaction,
understand them enough,
okay?
but sometimes you just do not want to pass on that burden to. It's just like
Mm,
you love someone so much. You understand? Why would you want to pass on that
okay.
burden to them? Not like you don't like your guys, but how about like we are guys? Do you get what I mean? So sometimes like
Yeah,
even my partner might even understand my plight better than my friend, because we are living
sure.
together. Like I mean, like you know whatever I was doing from the cradle to the grave, but it has to do with like, do you want to pass on that burden? Do you understand, to them? Like
Mm,
obviously there are some shared burden. I know some people come at me, but my point exactly is there are just some things that you should
mm,
man up and handle head on. Do you understand that? Even if you complain to your wife or whoever, like, yeah, they're going to be
yeah,
empathetic. Do you understand?
okay.
But there's still going to be that. But really, do you get like, is it this
Yeah, you're
bad?
still going to face
Do
it.
you get what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like you're a man, so there are some attributes they expect of you. I don't mean hardship when I mean attribute. Do you understand? Like imagine of a man complaining about, oh my god, like I'm doing 8 hour shifts, it's too much for me. And your lady's doing like 10. Like no, I understand, like she can feel empathetic. She can be like, okay, baby, just rest. But you understand, like if it's a 1 day thing, like if it doesn't happen majority of the days, it's understandable. Imagine you like constantly complaining about that. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
Like she's going to look at
Yeah.
you like, I get, but really? Is it, do you
Like
understand?
she
She might
knows
not
she
say
on
it
a
to your face,
diet.
yeah, but a guy can be like 8 hour shifts now for you. Me we do 12 the other day. And guys
Now
are
you got
brutally
the
honest. The guys are also brutally honest. Now you can't do like this. You
yeah.
know, be like, oh, not true. But you know, girl, like a girl will never, girls will still like, ah, okay, this one, that one. But have you really told me? Do you understand? Like, have you really made me deal with that situation? Do you
Hmm.
get what I mean? Yeah, so tomorrow now, you now want to go for 9 hour shift. You now be like, "Oh, babe, remember I say 8 hour shift is too much for you. Just calm down. Are you sure you're not calm down? Maybe she just want to see your reaction and see what you say. Then you now become less of a man again and say, it's true, I'm just like you're just
Wow.
letting
Did you
yourself
just feel like
down.
you're a
Like
man?
but you get what I mean. But meanwhile, your guy
I
can be like,
do. I get your
really, you're
perspective.
complaining about 8. I'm doing 12. In fact, you know what? I'll tell this person that after your 8, that you should come and join me and do this. You get like
Hmm.
it's just like different perspective. Guys are brutally honest, number one. Guys know when to listen to you, reassure you. Like it's just as if like the mirror, you do understand, like
Hmm.
you're a guy, so you know what you want. And trust me, like guys are the best set of people to deliver when it comes to that. And no
Okay.
offense to the ladies out there, no offense to people that are like soulmates, heart robs, twin robs, everything. Like, see, I'm not coming at anybody. My own is just I'm just stating facts. And deep down, even your husbands right there, they know what I'm saying is true. Like they know what I'm saying is true.
Well, I actually appreciate the fact that you said they have like you guys have like this community of people you talk to. The
Mhm.
only bad thing is when you don't even open your mouth to talk because I've seen guys that you're just trying to rant to them like a fellow guy is trying to rant to them and they are just
Yeah,
making fun of the guy and maybe at that point just like what that guy's babe did to him.
yeah, yeah,
That's what some of the guys do to their like I have a problem with that. At least allow me rant first, allow
yeah,
me
yeah.
express, then later you get
100%.
okay. I have another question for you. Can you recall the first time maybe from childhood when somebody told you man up jare or don't cry, boys don't cry, stuff like that. 'Cause I know every boy must have been told
Hmm.
as long
Yeah,
as you get to the girl.
everyone must have been told that, but I'm just trying to think of specifics.
Maybe somebody collected your cheese ball, if not cry.
Oh my god.
Especially you that was stubborn. You.
I know it's very
I would love
stubborn.
to hear it.
Very stubborn. Generally speaking, I just think maybe it would be times where like maybe I would do something bad, yeah, and maybe like
Okay.
I'm getting punished for it. But then you know this
Okay.
thing is like when we are younger, even if like you're going to like
Mm.
get spanked or stuff like that, you understand? And you see some guys they never cry, but then you see some other guys they are crying and wailing and saliva all over the place. You get what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just by looking at the two groups of people, you already know like where you want to fit, where you want to fit, and you get.
Of
So
course.
I believe like when you're young, and there was this thing of, oh my God, this person can chest king, can chest this one. So you now have one kind of reps. Do you get? So I believe
I think all Nigerian children fall in this category.
exactly. So like you're crying, your crush is looking at you, you're crying. Yes. Yeah, kind of thing. So yeah. So I believe like growing up, you get like all those times they added to the fact that you were forced to embrace, no, I won't say embrace that masculinity because that one would just be like a horse that you just flog and nothing. Do you get what I mean? And and it's very
Mm.
disadvantageous because when it comes to correcting a child, imagine when because I've heard some other podcast of yours. Imagine when you're trying to correct a child, but then like due to the fact that you always resort to like spanking and stuff like that, now it's now a normal thing. So a child can do stuff and be like, highest, you should
Uh,
spank me. You get what I
Abby?
mean? Like, yeah, so
Yeah.
it's toxic in a way, to be honest. But then, unfortunately, like that's what the society had imbibed on us as we are kids. You get, and
Yeah.
I think another thing is family. Family is very instrumental. So there's some people that grew up like in a family where like they are surrounded by like feminine women. Because I know some women out there like tougher than men, but I mean feminine women. Do you understand? So sometimes like it just rubs off on the guys and they just embrace that feminine because I believe every guy still has that soft side to him. Do you understand? But they embrace it
Mm.
more. But there are some guys that are more like family. You see their dad, strong face. You see their siblings. Like you have no choice. Like I'm telling you for real, you have no choice. So you just have to man up. To be honest, and that was a big
Mm.
Nigerian culture, anyways. So yeah, you just had to man up. So I believe like
Yeah.
that's one. I can't like pinpoint a specific scenario where someone told me, "Oh, man up," like because right from
Mm.
I was small, like I didn't want to be seen as a, you know what I mean. Like I was had to be like, even if you're not tough, like just come tough and stuff like that. Oh my god,
Oh
memories.
my God. Okay. Okay. So here's another question. I am very curious. When you were
Yeah.
growing up, what messages did you receive about how men should be or how they should behave, what they should represent?
So it was more of like what I saw around me. So first of all, okay, yeah, couple of messages. So my dad that time would gist me about how he was the only son, blah blah blah. He was very stubborn. Um, he jumps over the fence to like drive his dad's car. Um, when his mom gives him like meals that he doesn't like, he like throws them over the fence. So to me, I was like, oh wow,
Mm.
like I could have like a little go to. You get what I mean? Like it just shows
Yeah.
you how men, unfortunately, back then were given like more preference. Do you understand? So it just makes you embrace. Should I say that toxic masculinity? Because right now, like I'm not even sure it's a normal masculinity, but yeah, like it just makes you like you understand, like want to fall towards that side. So for me, it was more of like the actions and not just the messages. Like no one really programmed me to be like I was just watching everyone around me. Okay, my dad. How was my dad? My dad is very masculine. Like, oh my god. Like when he is stoic, that was the definition of stoic. But then again,
Mm.
he had this soft side to him that only we could see, we in his family, and that was because he got vulnerable over time. Like he lost almost
Mm.
buried almost everyone. So it just had to bring out that vulnerable side to him. But growing up, knowing my dad, who he was, like my dad was someone that could like speak in public to anybody. He could embarrass someone in public. You get what I mean? Like he was that guy, like that guy that when he
Okay.
enters somewhere, everyone is like, "Oh my god, what does he have to say again?" You get what I mean? So I think he was an example of like how masculine like I should have been. So imagine me wanting to do something, and I'm like, "Oh, what would my dad have done?" I also grew up in a household where I had like relatives, people that like my dad had accommodated at home. You understand what I mean? So I always saw them, they always be like pushing weights. You get
Yeah.
what I mean? They always go out, come back late. I'm like, oh my God. Blah, blah. So all those things like informed my decisions, both positively and negatively on how a man should act and behave. You understand? Like, there was no room for like I know that like yeah, I had like a couple of women at home too, but like I was just in the middle ground. Like I always chilled with my sisters and all. But then like I'm seeing my dad, I'm seeing my relative, I'm seeing like the men. So it was more like when I now became a teenager, like oh my god, I wanted to be engulfed by that masculine side of like I was a teenager, now I'm an adult, I'm gonna be going out, come back late, I'm gonna do this one. I'm not gonna listen. There was a time my mom always used to pick us back from school back then. You understand? But when we finish school, she comes to school, picks us, go home. Then I was in like SS1. So that day, I went home with my friends. Yeah, I didn't even give my mom heads up. I even said like, "Oh, don't bother picking me today. Like, I'll come home myself." Like, I just felt this arrogance and should I tell you my whereabouts? When you see me, you see me. So I went
Mm.
home on my own. But before I had gone, like, I went with my friends. So all my friends had alighted at their various homes. I was the last person. I didn't know that my mom had come earlier, spent over like 2, 3 hours looking for me. Like she actually
Wow.
felt I had been kidnapped, abducted. You understand? So she was
Mm.
really, really terrified, and she knows the kind of person my dad is, the masculine guy. So she was really terrified. Like she didn't know what to do, and all of a sudden I just came into the gate, barged in, like nothing. Just
Like a
greeted her.
riff-raff.
That I was just greeted her and stuff. She didn't say anything. She allowed me. Let's leave the story for another day. When she came inside, oh my god. If there was World War
You
Three,
conduct.
like oh my god. Oh my, like that
I
was
did
that
not
was
expect anything
that
less.
was a day I won't forget in my life. So do you understand, like it's just those things
Yeah.
that inform your decisions, like whether good or bad. But embracing your masculine essence has nothing to do with all those things. Like it's more about like making effective decisions. Are you like more assertive than arrogant? Do you understand? You don't have to be arrogant
Mm.
or a nitwit to obviously show that you're masculine. Like is even made like that word stoic has now been seen as
Mm.
a toxic word, but that's not what it's meant to be. You understand? Men are the ones there to defend our ladies, defend our
Mm.
communities. You understand? Have our emotional side. Every human being is emotional. So that when I see people saying, "Oh, don't be sentimental," we are all sentimental. We just back our sentiments up with logic. But then just that men are more like they try to be less emotional when it comes to decision making. So embracing your masculine essence is just being a man, a normal man
Mm.
that God had created and not whatever society
Yeah.
has bestowed on top your head, but being a normal man and just doing things the right way as a normal, responsible man should do. Some people think being irresponsible means you're a man. No. Do you
Mm.
understand? You still have to be
Mm.
accountable. Do you understand? You have to tell your wife or your girlfriend, like, oh, like, see why I did this. Do you understand? But some men
Mm.
feel like being a man means anyhowness. Like, just do as you like.
Yeah.
You
The
understand?
reckless.
King
You not take
Solomon.
your
But you're
bag.
King Solomon, boy. You don't want your wife to be Queen Sheba. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Mm.
there has to be a balance, to be honest. But these
Mm.
are things that men do not understand. So you don't have to be toxic to embrace your masculinity. And so that's why this topic is like kind of like a very gray one. Do you understand? Like if you
Word,
if, if you
word.
if you look at it the wrong way, like you're actually going to be vying for the wrong thing. But to be
Yeah.
honest, like I would always embrace my masculinity. Men out there, don't fall for this trap. Oh, no, they knock.
So you came to my podcast to come and give another narrative. Njidegwe.
Oh my
Can you
goodness.
imagine? Okay. Okay. That was nice, actually. So I have like a light question. This one is supposed to be humorous. So if your emotions had a theme song, what song would it be?
It's so hard. Am I allowed to compose my own song?
You
Am I allowed?
you
Am I
can.
allowed to give my emotions a name of its own?
Yes, yes.
Because it's actually a very unique state of mind.
Okay.
Mhm.
Something I say there's an exam hall.
This is very tough. To be honest, like it's going to be something that has to do like something so poetic that has to do with the
Mm,
okay.
mm,
Let me just put it this way, like a roundabout mockery called the sky.
mm. Ah, ah.
Yeah. So
Who created?
this was inspired by a tweet of from someone like I really really hold in high regard, where he was
Mm,
talking about the sky that everyone says the sky is too wide for everyone to fly, but then
mm,
again feathers are clamped. Not everyone can actually fly. Do you get what I mean? So if
yeah.
I'm going to link it with what we are talking about today, like everyone tells a man like, oh, it's okay to cry. It's okay to nag. Oh, it's
Mm,
okay to pour your heart. It's okay to talk. It's okay to complain. But at the end of the day, like, is it really that straightforward? Like, if you
mm,
evaluate things, do you get like,
mm,
you have to be a man, to be honest. Like, you really have to be a
mm,
man at the end of the day. I'm not even saying like, I'm very serious as I'm saying it. Like, if you decide, because I know that in this our present generation, some people decide to be she-males and stuff, fine. But if you decide to be
Just a
male,
shimo.
man, you understand? He man, you get he good, he is in front of you. Like you really have to understand that it's not a fair game. And I'm not trying to play the
Mm,
victim card, but at the end of the day, people that have got you, they are fewer than people that have got the females. You understand? So
mm,
there's little or nothing. Like you just have to brush up and keep going. Don't get overwhelmed
yeah.
by the situation. When you're almost overwhelmed, talk. May no go commit suicide. They had you to register of statistics.
Yeah. Mm,
Talk, but please, 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 and please, if you want to be a man, with great power comes great responsibility. You just have to accept the fact that you are going to be a man. To be very
mm.
honest, so
Okay.
yeah. So I think
I
that's the name I'll
think
give
coming
my
from a man, I think the men will listen.
they get choice.
So I have another light question for you.
Yeah.
Uh, so what's that manly task or duty? You know, there are things that men are known for around the house or activities that men do. Exact example is, fixing stuff around the house. What's
Mm.
what's that one thing that men are known for, but you're very terrible at it, and you don't care, but but they can actually train me for it.
Men, we are known for we are very terrible at it. Really?
Yeah,
I don't agree
yeah.
to that notion. Give me an example and let me show you
Let
why
me give you
that's
an
not.
example. There are guys who cannot change the bulb, but we have ladies who can change the light bulb.
A guy cannot change a bulb.
Yes,
No,
I have seen this
like
movie.
I said, there are he males and there are she males.
Are you kidding me, bro?
No, no, that's too basic a tax. Like if you had said, oh, like plumbing or something, so I would have been like,
Okay.
bulb. I'm not saying it's impossible. Like obviously, like there are some people that just cannot be bothered. Do you get? But the fact that you cannot be bothered doesn't mean like when push comes to shove, you can't do it. You get what I mean?
Mm,
But
mm,
yeah, men can be like a discount towards like some
exactly.
things. Yeah, like I won't even lie. Like there are some men that are like that. Like my mom goes to the mechanic more than my my mom has
Mm,
been to the mechanic like more times than my dad. She knows like okay, like he knows the components of the cars and blah blah blah. But do you understand what I mean? Like when it comes to doing
yeah.
certain things, yeah, like my dad just can't be bothered with maintenance. My mom can just go because she just wants to maintain the car, make sure that everything's
Mm-hmm.
in order and stuff like that. And which should be more of a manly thing. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
But fortunately, like that's where like persons differ. But when push comes to shove, with my dad, oh yes, like he has no choice. You get what I mean?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if that's an like if that's a question I have to answer, like it has to be something that it's not so manly. Like you know all these like activities that a man can do, a woman can do, but then
Yeah.
you find out that most men aren't doing it and stuff like that. Do you
Mm.
know what I mean? Like yeah, things like that are not the normal like changing bulb. If I see any man I cannot change bulb, eh.
Yeah, Italy. Me na Igbo no come bend my leg for you.
Men can be too like okay, like washing plates now. Washing plates is not a woman's duty. Do you get?
Yeah.
It's both. It goes both ways. But you can see like oh my god, I've had the most laziest of friends that can just sorry to say you feel attacked, but next time wash your plate. You understand? So you just see
Mm,
me just sit and like, what are you leaving it for? They'll still come down and do it, but you get what I mean? Like
yeah.
come on, like do it there and then. I feel like it's easier there and then.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody else has to say. Like it's easier there and then
Okay.
when you come back for it. So yeah, like when it comes to things like that, yeah, like men are more okay doing your laundry. Like, come on, it's your laundry. Do your laundry now. A man can have like thousands of t-shirts, thousands of boxers. That does not mean that the ones that are lying around that needs washing should not be. You get what I mean? Like there are little things that men just they
Men,
just
shady people
no.
are hearing.
No, for
Hmm.
real. Like you guys know yourselves. You understand? Don't allow me to call
Very
your
nasty, nasty attitude. And they
but you
call
see
it
a woman like
humanity.
you, man, like kitchen wipes and or you see them, they want to wash it and stuff. Like big shout out to all the women out there. Like women are very organized and coordinated. I wonder what some of you men would have done without women in your homes.
Ooh,
To be honest.
say it
But
again, man.
but yeah, to be honest, like men should try harder at some things. But I just feel like the things when push comes to shove, those things are very, very like essential for a man to know. Like trust me, like
Mm-hmm.
they always know. Like they always know. Even though they're like they don't know, they know, they always know. All you just need to do is
Mm.
just say, oh babes, can you just help me fix this? And you see the carpenter in them. Do you
That's
get?
so.
So yeah.
May no go knock your hand, sha. Okay. I have another light question.
Hmm.
So, what's that book, song, or movie that made you feel seen as a man?
See how many miles shall a man walk down before you can call him a man? Blah, blah, blah. There's this song. I'll get around it maybe towards the end of our conversation.
Okay.
But when it comes to movies that made me feel yeah, those things, like I don't think it's about me now. It's about movies I watch and I'm like, oh my god, to be a man,
Yeah.
so nice. Do you understand? So
Mm.
movies like Troy. Like I don't know if people have
Okay.
seen Troy by Brad Pitt. Like that was one of the movies I watched back then. I was like, oh my god, like I want to fight, I want to gym, I want to like. Do you understand? Like it just makes you embrace the whole. Oh
Mm.
my god, like being stoic in general. Do you
Mm.
understand? Like Troy was more like
Mm.
a David and Goliath, like kind of movie. Like you just
Okay.
started with this guy. Okay, some people are like, oh, he's a demigod, blah 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 blah. Instead with him like
Mm.
killing one big giant at the start of the movie, do you get
Yeah.
like he just made everyone like hush. Like, is there no one
Okay.
else? No one could talk. You get what I mean? Like it makes you like you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, then you see him training, he's training, trying to fight and everything. Like it's just so beautiful. So it just
Mm.
makes it makes it. I don't think we see most of that now. Like no, like even men that are like doing well and everything. Like I don't think they give them as much accolade as before. Like
Mm.
before, like everyone would know
Mm.
your name. Like this guy basically said, because in Troy, like his mom was like, "Oh, if you go for this war, yeah, you guys will
Mm.
come, but you die." Do you get? And he was
Mm.
like, so long
Mm.
as everyone remembers my name. So when I hear that, and I'm like, oh,
Wow.
what am I going to do? So people remember. Do you understand? But now I don't think people are so bothered about legacy. But do you understand? Like,
Mm.
it made me so big. Like, I was like, oh, like, damn. Just that word alone was so striking. And he had the chance to be with the love of his life, grow old
Mm.
with her, do you understand? Be a grandparent.
Yeah.
But then he
Yeah.
chose going to war, chose facing his enemies. Like he was just so strong. Like, nah,
Mm.
like this guy. So sometimes I go back to watch it. Like, I've seen it like God knows over 10 times.
Oh.
Do you
I
understand?
guess this is that movie that resonated with you very well as a
Oh my
young
god, like I was like,
boy.
I was like, I see me in this guy, like this is future me.
How how's that going well for you now?
You didn't say you gonna fight in the army now. I don't. You gonna say I be baby?
Can you imagine?
No, but it depends. No, it depends on the reward as well. Like back then, like people fight for their strength, but now, like you could just be there as well. Just it's small guy that just handling a gun for the first time, just puff you like just so it's not a fair fight anymore. So now it's more like everybody should come correct too. But nah, but genuinely speaking, like it just made me
Mm,
it just made me feel like men had to have a legacy
mm,
fighting for. And you know me, like even till today, like I still say some things like, oh, I wish I could change things. I wish I like, do you understand? Like,
yeah. Yeah, that guy.
yeah, I just want like I don't like when things are not going the normal way they should. I know I hear the world is not a normal place, but should it be so abnormal? Should you get like
Mm,
I just wish I can help in any way that I can, and I'm
mm,
really trying my best to
mm,
get to that level where I can make an impact, to be honest. Do you understand?
okay.
That's
Mm,
why I can compare to those times. Because right now, you're not going to like just stand up, pick up arms against the government. Like that would be a fool's war. Like you just lose your
mm,
life for nothing. Just and now has to
mm,
do with more of like strategy, going there with the right set of people. Do you understand?
yeah.
Meeting laws, like
Mm-hmm.
you have to play the game to get into the game. You have to play the game.
Yeah.
So now a whole lot of things have changed. But back then, oh my God, like I would have befriended some people in the Bible. David, my guy. As in, see, the story of David, yeah. Back then, I used to be like,
Oh my
why,
God.
why is David a guy after God's own heart? Like, why? Why?
Oh,
Like, this
see,
guy
you know
was
what?
con.
After this podcast, I'll send you something. I did a review yesterday. You could just continue,
Okay.
continue, continue.
Like, David was that guy. David was confident. David loved God. You go to
Exactly.
insult God, David will punch your teeth. Do you
Do you
understand?
get?
Like it still shows like, oh, they are masculine men. Now you see people like people are insulting God. Every man is scared to even talk. Like, bro, you're a Christian. Do you get what I
Mm,
mean? Some people saying,
mm,
oh, they persecuted me because I'm Christian. How did they persecute you? They are just pointing fingers at you. Do you
mm,
want to see what they did to Paul in the Bible? You want to see what they did to
mm,
Stephen? Do you understand? So I believe
mm.
like now, like, oh my God, things have been so watered down. Like people are not like men are not men anymore. Like do you get what I mean? Like then
Mm.
I think even God loves the fact that a man should be a man. That's why he created a
Mm,
man. Yes, no, because like see
mm.
Samson, like God was like, okay, you're going to
I
rescue
go,
him,
okay.
and he made him strong. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Made him strong. You carried the city gate for miles. After carrying for miles, he still climbed. Nah, let's not even go into that. But stories in the Bible, yeah, I think they make me want to
Mm,
embrace that masculine essence more because I think about it, I'm like, to be very honest with you, things have gotten a lot more easier. If you're in the old
yeah.
days, you would literally
True.
have to like leg it. It's not the one you just get up into a plane or whatever. Back they had to leg it. Like, do you understand? I don't even know the
Yeah.
kind of sandals they wore, stuff like that, but I'm sure it
Mm-hmm.
won't have like any like substantial heels on them. So you can imagine how their legs will be. These are men that need manicures and pedicures because I'm sure
Yeah.
those legs will be stones in front of you
Mm,
understand? But then like these were men. Do you understand? They faced
mm.
harsh weather, like there was no weather forecast. So you can imagine how men were back then. Even ladies, I'm sure like the ladies back then are more of men than men we have now. So like it's
Wow.
no
Is
for
that how
real. No, think about it. Think about it. Especially here in the West. Oh God. Please, like I'm not coming at anybody, like I'll say again, but I just feel like men are not embracing that side of them. I know that, yeah, like, okay, if you want to go on to become a lady, become. I'm not even, but I don't like seeing men that you come nagging about how hard it is to be a man. All right, fine. Embrace the feminine side. No. Oga, how should we help you? Do you get what I mean? Like, pick a struggle. Like,
Pick a
basically,
struggle.
do you understand? Like, just stand on one side. So,
Okay.
yeah, to be honest, like, these stories in the Bible,
I
Troy, like,
wonderful.
I'm like, these are my guys. I see David. If I went back to David, I'm sure David would be my friend. Not because he was king. Scrap that. When he was a youth, like, we'll be G's. Like, you killed a lion, you killed a bear. Like,
You want to kill lion like Troll.
almost something had spirit of God in him. Oh. He had supernatural powers. David, I know that yes, there was an element of God in, but you understand. But when it came to strength, I believe like the strength David had was something he had
Yeah.
got over time, and not
Yeah.
just.
He did. Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like it's something else. So when I think of the story, I'm like, this guy, like, wow, like really, wow.
Okay.
I just recommend people should go and watch House of David. It's on Amazon Prime and stuff. Yeah, like
O'Shea.
the suspense, the state of emotions, even when he killed Goliath, like Goliath, you just see how Goliath was insulting the Israelites. Like, someone should fight me. This one, like Goliath will insult them, insult God. He will now carry a spear and like push into the ground, like counting day one. The second day will come, who'll do the same thing, push a spear into the ground, day two. Like at the end of the day, like I saw so many spears into the ground. Like, so you can imagine how he kept insulting God and everything. And even Saul that was so tall, and you understand, Saul
Mm.
was the description of a king back then.
Yeah,
Literally, like
exactly.
everybody
He
was
had
just scared.
all the
Like
qualities.
everyone was scared of this guy. Even David's brothers that were fit to join the army, everyone was scared. And then
Mm-hmm.
David comes. He hears what Goliath is saying. He says, wait, oh, this guy is insulting. Like, God already said anyone that insults Abraham, like, you're cursed. So, first of all, you will die. But wait, oh, they have been doing this for days, and none of you, even my brothers like to bully me at home. So, all of you, no, no get mind. I say, okay, no, wahala. I'll kill this giant. Just as you guys want me to sing on this podcast.
Yeah.
But what am I getting in return as my reward?
Mm,
I say, oh, the king said that,
mm.
oh, you marry Zata. Say it again. Let me hear well. Oh,
He
the king
asked
said,
about 2 to 3 people.
last time he said, you people are here. Oh. But I know at that moment, like he's a human. Do you understand? Not as if he was one. He saw Goliath, but he was like, bro, you're insulting God. I don't joke with God.
Mm,
Like, it's my principle. Like, I'm sure David had a mindset of, if I go there and Goliath kills me, I do not care. You
mm,
get that kind of a thing. I don't think he was really certain, like, oh, I'll be the one to kill Goliath. He shall know, okay, God shall punish you. First of all, you've been talking all of the nonsense. But I'm not sure he knew, like, oh, like, do you understand? Even when he
mm,
carried the stones and stuff, he carried more than one now. But you know how God works.
mm.
God is not a God of trial and error. He doesn't ever want to
Yeah, for
swing that
natural.
giant off. But for the fact that David carried more stones, that means, oh, my, in case I miss one, oh, I will try again.
Mm,
So I don't think he was really like, oh, this one I'll kill you, this one, that one. No, now Samson fit do all
mm.
those ones. But that confidence, just like it's like there's a lot to be admired about David. Do you understand? Aside from when he slept with someone
Yeah,
like and that God cherished him so much because he never worshipped other gods. And I think that's one of God's like now one
yeah,
commandment we will take personal, like do not worship any gods aside. God is a jealous God. And if you watch the pattern, kings of Israel, those of Judah, like they just kept worshiping other gods. Even Solomon, that was the
yeah. Through that
acclaimed
entire generation, the
wisest
king
guy.
did the same
You
thing.
understand? So when you look at
Mm,
all these things, I'm more like, no, like when I saw it, I was like, nah, like this guy would be my guy if we are like David was that person to me, to be honest, 100% till today. You get?
okay, if
Yeah,
you
so
say so.
that was just yeah, that's just maybe the story that makes me like want to resonate more with
Hmm.
that's
So now that you've told us the story that resonates with you, and I would put that one as category like books, because I mean the Bible is a book.
yeah.
I want to ask this question because I think it's going to affect a lot of people who are going to listen to this. What role do you think the media, religion, culture should play in shaping, you know, men, their mindset? In fact, little boys, because I'm not really focused on, I know, yes, some men will have to change their ways, but I'm really focused on the little boys growing up in this generation. You get, what do you think should be done better in families, culture as a whole, religion, media, in shaping boys? How should we raise boys? Like, how do we create that balance? Do you get, so that boys know when to cry and when to be strong? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. What do you think? I know it's a very broad question, but
Yeah,
where do you think we should start from? Obviously, the home, of course, but
we should always start with the home. But why is a broad question again? Because there are so many religions. So if one gets it right, that doesn't mean next one would. Do you get? But
mm,
let's just think of it. Let's not go in too deep. On the surface level, I just feel like it starts with father figures.
mm,
Yeah. How do fathers act in their homes, in their marriages? I've talked about
mm,
how my dad obviously made me see like toxic side to masculinity at some point. Do you understand? But then there are
yeah,
like so many good sides to it. But it goes on to affect a whole lot of things. With the media, like that, I think that is a lost cause because the media like is more like a programming thing where the media is trying to project you taking out your masculine side. Do you understand? Like
yeah.
look at movies like on Netflix these days. What do you see? Do
Oh
you get
my
what I mean?
God,
Like
it's
it's yeah,
terrible.
it's like if you're looking for a definition of a man, like a proper like that, that's not what it
Mm,
should be. Do you get what I mean?
yeah,
Except maybe action
yeah,
movies and stuff like that. But I mean, like you're saying for the boy child, yeah. And the boy child will not just go and start watching violent movies. You understand? Because all these movies are restricted based on age as well. So for the
yeah.
boy child, like I don't think the media can do anything much because it's all about propaganda, the way things
They're
pans out.
selling their own narratives.
Yeah, like yeah, so many things. Like they need reviews from the right people. You understand? If you understand what I mean.
Mm,
So I'm not going to go so much into detail, just not to step on some toes. But like I mean, I'm a Christian, so I know what my Bible is saying and what's good and bad. So I think the media is a lost cause. So that's why the mantle falls greatly on the family, not just fathers, even mothers. Like mothers are meant to raise strong men, good men,
mm-hmm.
understanding men.
Mm,
Do you understand? They're meant to like see that side to ladies. Yeah, they're meant to like be vulnerable when they have to. Do you get what I mean? Like mothers
yeah.
have a lot of role to play as well. But sometimes like when the boy feels so far away from their mom, like in terms of there are some women that maybe their children try to complain about certain things, but they don't even like pay
Mm,
attention.
true.
And the guy now goes to his peers, the ones that maybe are wrongly influencing him, and he thinks that that's the way a man should be. Do you get what I mean? Like if
Yes, yeah.
man like not slept with so number of girls, we could say man like do you get that kind of all those
Mm, those
narratives?
terrible mindsets. Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like the number of girls sleep with does not make you a man, to be honest. Like
Mm,
it just depends on what you want, and a high value man won't just go around sleeping with any kind of girl, to be honest.
mm,
But then like it gives you the wrong narrative. With society, the Western society is too extreme when it comes to men being themselves. They want
mm,
to like water everything down. Oh man,
mm,
complain more. Oh man, you can change your sex if it's too overbearing for you. Oh man,
mm,
you understand? Like whereas African side to it, they imbibe or
Mm.
embrace that toxic masculinity. Do you
Mm.
understand?
Yeah.
So it's more like finding a balance. You understand? Unfortunately, everyone cannot be like me, but but
Please get out.
to be serious, like unfortunately, like that balance is not there.
Mm.
Like it's something that's lacking. So I think it has to do with fathers going through what was this thing called again? Fathers putting themselves through self rehab, like as a
Mm.
man, like if you have the wrong notion about it, I wish I could recommend maybe books or maybe if I knew most men out there, like, and we
Mm.
had more conversations. Do you understand? Because to be honest, like even
Yeah.
some of my friends that had the wrong notion about things, I was able to like change their mindset. Like you get what I
Mm.
mean? Like, oh, this is meant to be like this. Oh, like don't engage, don't banter with a woman. Like you guys will just be exchanging words because I can understand how men get riled up because you're not going to win a woman in an argument. Like she's going to shout, she's going to throw out words and stuff. At the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, what do you now resort to? Okay, where you feel like you're more dominant, now hit her or stuff like that. Do you understand? Like, why don't you just ignore? Why don't you just move out from that situation,
Yeah.
put yourself outside that situation? Why are you trying to get things complicated? End of the day,
Mm.
the police comes, now have a bad record. Do you understand? Like, unless you have
Yeah.
evidence, like, I'm sorry, unfortunately, like I said, society is so unforgiving. They're going to tilt
Mm.
towards the woman's story. I don't care what happened, but it's usually until, do you understand? You are guilty until
True.
you're proven
Proven.
innocent. So as a man, like there are so many, like you have to be loopholes, you have to be careful with so many things. So when you see kids that do
Mm.
not have the right or bringing or the right role models, they are going to drift so
True.
so far. Do you understand?
Mm.
Reading the Bible. So for non-Christians, like I wish I could advise, but for Christians, like reading the Bible, you understand, really helps because if you look at the lifestyle of Jesus, do you understand? I think
Mm.
Jesus was the perfect example of how
Man.
a man should be.
Mm.
Yes. Do you understand?
True.
I know, yeah, there was Moses, there was all those men were like normal beings whom
Mm.
obviously served God. They try to do the right thing, but don't forget they are still human beings. They are going to err as human, yeah. But Jesus is a
Mm.
perfect description of what a man should be.
Mm. I like
Understand?
that definition.
Yes, Jesus was with Mary Magdalene. He was with all the women you can think of, the ones that they say, oh, they committed adultery. He was still there. Jesus did not downplay women's role in the
Mm.
society. In fact,
Mm.
he was like women, respect your husband, submit to them. But he then told men, love your women as I have loved the church. It's like people don't understand how Jesus loved the church. If you understand how Jesus loved it, you understand how you love your woman. And there's
Mm.
no how you love your woman so much. I don't mean like in a simping way or no. I can't even go into
Yeah.
teaching men how
Una
to
abia
love
logo.
because that is even another story for another day. Because men don't even know how to love; they just go splurge, give gifts, do Mr. Nice Guy, and they think they're no. I'm just saying, you love your woman how Jesus loved the church, how
Mm.
your woman wants to be loved. Because sometimes you're giving love, but that's not how they want to
Yeah.
receive that love. Yes, and so love a woman how she wants to be loved. And to be very honest with you, you won't have to deal with all this. See all this. Oh, how can you talk to me like nah, like? See, there are some issues I don't even have, my babe. God knows, and like it just sounds ridiculous when we hear it in like some other relationship. We're like, oh wow, do you understand? And that's because we've allowed
Mm.
God to take control. So
Oshé.
I believe every man, like you have to look at Jesus, look at how he behaved while on earth. And to be honest, you just understand how to be a man, to be very fair.
Mm.
You understand how to be a man. You have troubles or speak to someone, speak to God, but I'm telling you, like society has made it so difficult. So when I mean so difficult to teach children how to be men. It's just the Bible I'll just push you back to. But then even with the
Mm,
Bible, you have to be careful because still there are some things that you see and you're like, but then this person acted like this. Don't forget, this was like years ago. Those things are not applicable now. Do you understand? But look at
mm,
Jesus, because Jesus is our ultimate guide. He has been
mm,
there, he's still there, he's forever going to be there.
mm,
Just look
mm.
at, yeah, so
Perfect.
that's what I
Perfect.
think.
Thank you. So, everybody listening, whether you're a Christian or not, we are asking you to look at Jesus and his example, uh, especially for men, because the idea is both for men and women, the role model in the house, like when there's a male presence, like a father figure, a hair, it sets the tone in the family. So, fathers, look to Jesus when you're training your boys and when you're fathering your daughters. Thank you so much for that answer. I think that's the most that's the most perfect answer for that question because the media is crazy
Uh,
right now.
uh-huh.
There's a lot of madness going. You know, some days I'll be seeing a movie and the next thing I'm fast forwarding and I'll just leave the movie and no
Yeah.
longer watch because it's too much. The explicit scenes, everything is too much. I'm like, wait, am I watching a movie or what's the problem? And
Uh-huh.
then even the movies that we are tagging 13 plus, the slurs, everything, I'm like, wait, is it a child that is going to watch this particular movie? And then you have the church. So the church, some people are not empowering children enough. They are
Uh-huh.
just reading from the manual and then the children go back home. You're not asking these children questions. They're not talking to them.
Uh-huh.
So I've had some children ask me certain questions in church. I'm like, where did you hear this one from? You hear them using some things, and we forget that these kids don't spend 24 hours in the church. So they spend most of their time outside the church with friends
Uh-huh.
and stuff, and then they come to church on Sunday. So religion, family life, media, in fact, culture as a whole, we should not disappoint the next generation. Like that's what we're really saying.
To be
Let's
honest.
raise more healthy men because what I'm seeing these days, I won't lie, it's very appalling. You now have children that think being abusive. I'm talking about children or not adults. Children that
Yeah.
think being abusive is cute. So, I mean, where are we heading to like this? The way things are going, that's the question. Where are we heading to? Okay, so I have two more questions for you because we've had like a swell conversation so far. The question is, what would you tell your younger self right now? Like, what's one thing you're going to tell your younger self?
Hmm. Have a lot to tell me. Personal stuff.
A man of many words.
Oh my god. So I'm really speaking. I'll just tell my younger self it's okay. I turned out right to the best of my knowledge. And yeah, I was on the right path at last. Only that like I wish I
Mm,
did it earlier anyways. But then yeah, I'll just reassure him that everything
mm,
is looking all rosy in the near future. And yeah, like I'm not scared of raising a
mm.
child. Like I'm very sure I'm going to like
Hey, O'Shea.
imbibe the right
Mm,
principles and all, like give them the best for the best. Of course, like
mm.
children can see with children.
Yeah.
There's so many
Yeah.
factors. You can do your best, but then environmental factors could set in. You get what I mean? Like so many things. But
Mm-hmm.
if it's based on my input, like I'm like 80% sure, like I will do a good job. So yeah,
Mm.
like I
I'm
just
proud
hope
of you.
that more fathers out there would obviously do the same and we'll just have a better place to live in without all these numerous issues we have in the world today.
Okay. So this thing I'm about to do now wasn't part of the plan, but we're giving a
Mm,
shout out to your babes. Because when you started this episode, you really emphasized hi a lot.
yeah.
Babes, we are saying shout out to you. You don't
Big
do now.
shout
My
out.
my G belly on the sweet. Like every small to my babe. I'm like, come on. So we single people should choke. We should choke on ourselves. Okay, so shout out, babe. We love you and we are happy that our G's body is within him. So yeah. When she listens to this one, she'll be like, what's wrong with the both of you?
Oh my God.
Okay. So, guys, we have been gisting because I wanted to see things from a man's perspective so that we have like a balance. So, you can listen to what I said last week and listen to what he has said. See, there's a lot of things to still ask and say, but there's only so much anybody can say. The thing is, everybody should reflect and get their act together because, just like he said, if we don't dey tire you too much, open mouth talk. No kill yourself because you talk say you be man.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
when it's getting to the point where you cannot bear it, please talk to somebody. And if there's one thing I've learned from him today, he said men know how they distress. They have their clique that they talk to. So if you're a man, I think you should invest in healthy relationships because even as men, they have people that you're not even supposed to be relating with, to be honest.
100%,
You have, you
100%.
have men that drain other people. So find your people. Find your people. Just be yourself and then find your people so that
And your
you-
cartel, your
yeah.
cartel, man.
And you people should have yourself as much as you want to, but don't bottle up. In fact, there's no human being on this earth that should be able to survive bottling things up. You go just die.
Mhm.
Because one day alone has a lot of problems attached to itself. Imagine you bottling something for like a week or a month. Ah, no, now. So, all we are saying, like, this is just me rounding up the whole men's mental health month
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah, so we started, talking about daddy issues, how it has affected many children when they don't have present fathers. And depending on the model of fathers that they have, a lot of the things that we are facing, is just because of childhood. God, I beg. And some people are even
Yeah.
considering this whole thing. Like,
Mhm.
do I even want to be a parent? Do I even want this whole do I want to repeat the same things? I heard somebody even tell me that they don't think they are fit for parenting. That was what someone told me. And I was like, if you think you're not fit, it's fine. It's okay on these things.
Mhm.
But going into it blindly, or ignoring what you are bearing presently, you're actually going to repeat a cycle you did not think you would repeat. So we also talked about daddy lessons. I would have see my G, I would have asked you lessons from your dad, but we're out of time. I guess we're gonna do a special episode some other time.
Yeah,
I
sure.
want to learn I want to learn from your father's manliness. I'm serious. So like the second episode for the mental health month for men. One of my friends came on and then he talked about how he maneuvered life without his father's presence.
Wow.
And last week, I brought up the whole man of culture thingy. And today, my friend is putting a bar. He's putting ice. He's putting icing on the cake. And now, I guess you guys have heard from him. So you not say, this one just a talk. She's not a man, blah, 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 blah. So you've heard from a man's perspective. So what's your final word for for the man them? What's your final word for the men out there?
I think like you summarize it all. So, men, first of all, don't bottle up things. When you're feeling
Mm,
overwhelmed, please
mm,
talk to you know who. Number two, have the right clique of friends. In as much as I'm saying, oh, men knock to men, if you have the wrong set of men that you knock to,
mm.
so better you just go and knock to all the women in the world, I'm telling you. Number three, men should really, really emulate Jesus Christ. So yeah, this one
Ah,
I'm not even ashamed to say. Like you
that's
can't,
on period.
you can only try, but I'm telling you, if you just go by the way he lived his life, do you understand? He
Mm,
was about things. You get what I mean? Like you would just be a better man, generally
mm,
generally
mm,
speaking. Number four, like being a stoic man has nothing to do with how many girls you slept with, a secret in your mouth, and being promiscuous. And that's not what being a man is. I think this advice is for like the young teenagers
Mm,
who are like going to become young adults. Like that's not what being a
mm,
man is all about. Being a man
mm,
is more about responsibilities.
mm,
Do you understand? So you can be as strong as Samson, you can be anything so long as you are not responsible to people. Do you understand?
mm,
You are not a man. You're just
mm.
a
Word.
fake version of a man, to be honest.
Mm.
So I think this is my advice for all men and aspiring men out there.
My G, jobless. Thank you for coming on the Family
No
Journal. I
problem.
appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you for also
Yeah.
inviting me and obviously listening to my opinion because I know that this is something like as I saw that caption, like I was like, nah, I am proposing this motion. So I know you're going to oppose it. I was like, I am highly proposing it, but then obviously, like, you understand, we are two learning people. So my G's, my man, like I'm for you guys.
Oh,
You get me?
please. If you are like, man, I don't talk.
Speaking we no green talk,
Okay.
no go chop. Hey, God.
Hi. It has been a delight having you here. Guys, if you want him to come back next time, you know what to do. I see you when I see you. Thank you for being on the
No worries.
show.
Peace.
Guys,
You guys take care. Bye.
enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to the Family Journal. To share your story or your topics with us, reach out to us on familyjournalstories@gmail.com. If you want to keep it anonymous, you can reach out to us on Instagram at the Family Journal and get the anonymous link in our bio.